Alright, today I'm going to show you how to use the Jumble 126 kpk Super 8 slides and negative scanner. This is available to check out for home use from our Extraordinary Things collection. When you check this out, you'll notice that you'll get this scanning device that will allow you to scan in slides and negative film. This device is powered via a USB cable. So one end is going to be USB, just like a normal computer USB, and the other is going to be a little smaller USB connection. That smaller USB connection is going to connect to the back of the device. So you can just plug it right in back there. That's how it gets its power, through this USB power adapter. So once you have that connected, you'll want to plug it in to an outlet. It can also be powered by connecting it to a computer. You'll notice on the back it also has a insert for an SD card. That is how the device saves your images. So if you have one of these SD cards, you can go ahead and connect that into the device with the contact side facing up. So you just push it in, and then once it clicks, it's in place. When that card is in place, all of your photos will be saved to the SD card. If you do not have an SD card, you'll have to save it to the internal memory first. And then once you connect it to a computer, you will then see where you can find your media files. I'll show you both versions, but we'll start with the SD card since I have that already inserted. So I'm going to turn this around so we can see the screen. You'll notice when you check this out, you also get these slide and negative film adapters. So it does have different adapters for the type of film you have. This one you'll see can do Super 8 film, then you'll have your 110 insert along with your slide and negative adapters. So you should get those 4 adapters when you check it out. So you'll want to select the adapter and use that for depending on what type of film you are using. Today I'm going to be doing some film negatives, so I will show you how to use the negative adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it into power. Once it's been plugged into power, on the top of the device you'll see a power button. When you hit that button, the screen's going to light up and you'll be able to see all of the options that you get. So as we scroll through here, we'll just go through. Right now we're in capture mode. So that's used when you select OK and enter, that'll select the capture. So you'll be able to then choose your film and begin saving your images. Right here is playback. So that's where you can see the images that you've already saved. Format. An important thing to note is when you do use an SD card, it's going to need to be formatted for this device first. When it formats the card, it erases everything on it. So it's very important to either use a brand new SD card that has nothing on it or be willing to erase everything that's already on the current SD card that you're using. So if for some reason it's not allowing you to save images, that means that you just need to format the SD card first before it can actually save any images. USB MSDC mode. That is the mode that you'll need when you have it connected to a computer, so it can read the images that are stored on the device internally. Language, so depending on what language you speak and can read, you can choose to change that language. Right now it's set to English. Here's where you can select your film type. So since I already know that I'm going to be doing my negative film, I can select that. And resolution. This gives you some options for saving your images. Those aren't too important now since computer software, you can do most of what this device is capable on any PC. So I'll start with film type, and I'm going to go ahead and select my color negative since that's the type of film that I'm going to be using today. This is a color negative, and I believe it is 135, so I'm going to select that. If you are unsure what size of film or slide that you're using, go ahead and experiment. Hold your slide or negative up to the light and see what's in frame. If you, for some reason, if it looks cropped, like you're missing something that you would otherwise see in frame, go ahead and select another size and see if that works better for you, where you can see the entire frame of the photo. So I'm going to select 135. Now the screen's going to be showing me a live preview of my film. Since I don't have anything inserted, it's just a blank screen because there's nothing on the scanner. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare my film. So this device can be opened. So you'll notice on the bottom there's a little imprint for your thumb, and you can hold it right here on the edge and the adapter will pop open. You can also slide the film right in through the side. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and put my film in. You don't really have to be too careful about which way you put it in, right side up or right side down, because the device is going to give you the option to change the, you can rotate the image and flip and mirror it if for some reason it's backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll try that in first. You'll notice on these adapters there's going to be an arrow on each adapter that tells you which way to insert it into the machine. So you'll want to make sure that the arrow, not sure if you can see it here, but there's a little triangle telling you which way to insert. On the side of the device, you'll notice one arrow has an X through it, so you definitely don't want to put it in that way. The other side has an arrow that does not have an X. That means match the arrow with the arrow, and you can place it right in there. So I'm going to go ahead, slide this film into the adapter, and we'll go ahead, and if you have film, you can do what I'm doing where it pokes out a little bit, so you can slide it through if you need to adjust the frame. So once you slide it in there, you're going to get a live preview of the image on the screen. Not sure if you can see that real well, but this is just a photo of a concert that I was at years ago. So if I go ahead, it looks like that guy's shirt says "Got Beer," so I know that I have it in right. It's not backwards. But if you ever needed to, you'll notice these buttons on the top. One says left/mirror, and the other side says right flip. So if for some reason your image is upside down, you can flip it, and that's going to turn it right side up. Or if your image for some reason is backwards, you can go ahead and hit that left mirror, and then it's going to mirror the image so it looks like it's the correct way. So you can do all of that before you capture it. It's not a problem if you capture it the wrong way. Again, once you get it into the digital format and you use computer software, all of those can also be adjusted. If I hit the OK Enter button, I'm going to get some options here. So you can change the color scale and things of that nature. Again, computer software is great with doing that, so you don't necessarily have to make any adjustments live on this screen. And you'll see you can go through and change all those adjustments. So I'm just going to exit out of that by you keep hitting OK and Enter until it clears out. And then this button on the top says Convert Mode. That is going to give you the option to save the image as it is. So if I hit this Convert Mode button, on the screen I now get this floppy disk image that says Save. You also have the X, that'll cancel it out. So you'll notice when I hit these arrows, it's going to scroll through. It's going to bring me back to the home screen of the device, or I can go ahead and cancel. Since I do want to save it, I'm going to make sure that Save is selected. The OK Enter button, as long as that little floppy disk image that says Save is highlighted and selected. When you hit OK and Save, it's going to give you that little rotation, and then that'll disappear. So each image might take about a second to save, and then you can pull your film through to the next frame, and you can go ahead and hit that Convert Mode button again, and then OK and Enter, and that will save the next image. All of these will be saved in a file folder to the SD card. If for some reason that rotation does not go away, that means that your SD card that has been inserted, it has not been formatted. So you'll have to go back into the home menu by hitting the Convert Mode and then moving over to the home screen, hit OK and Enter, and that's going to bring you back to the main page. And then simply go over to the Format option and you'll see that the data shall be eliminated, and it asks you to format the media. Since I do not want to format the media, I'm going to select no. But in your case, you may want to do that. So once you're done saving your images, you can simply power off the device. And then the back of the machine, you can press in and that SD card is going to pop right out, and then you can connect this to your computer, either using the SD card slot that's built into the PC, or if you have an SD card adapter that can be read through USB to your computer, you can also do it that way. So I'm going to repeat all these steps, but this time I am not going to have an SD card inserted in the back. So you'll notice that that slot is empty. So all these images mean that it's going to be saved to the device itself. So you'll want to power it on, wait for that screen to light up, and it's going to say no card because it doesn't have an SD card inserted, which is fine. It's just going to save to the internal memory. And as long as you're not capturing hundreds or thousands of photos, it should have enough storage space for you on the device for what you're scanning. So I'm going to go over here, make sure that my film type is still the same. I'm on color negative 135. And then as long as that's selected, now I'm going to go, this brings up my capture mode, and I can repeat the process all over again. So I'm pulling my film into frame, hitting that convert mode button, making sure that save is highlighted, and then hitting that OK and enter button on the top. Then you'll notice that that wheel appears, and then you can pull your film through to the next frame, and then go ahead and hit that convert mode button and OK and enter to save. So now I have the two photos saved to the internal memory, and the next step I will show you is how to get your images off of this device, or if you do have that SD card, what that might look like on your computer. So to connect it to your computer, use that same cable that you use for power. Plug one end into the device and the other end into an open USB port on your computer. Power up the device and select the USB MSDC mode. That will allow this device to connect to your computer like it would normally read a flash drive. So you can select it from your computer's menu and read the files from there. So on my computer, I'll see that it's listed as that no name device. When I select that, I notice a DCIM folder. This is just how the files were formatted on the SD card. You'll see within that DCIM folder, there's a 100 coach, and that file folder has my two images that were saved. Now that I have my SD card inserted into my computer, you'll notice that it's the same file structure. So the drive shows as no name, then the DCIM and 100 coach folder, and those have the three images that I saved from earlier in the video. Once you open the photograph in an application on your computer, for instance built into a Mac, which I am using, the preview window gives you options to change exposure, contrast, highlights, and even the color scale. So most of the settings that you saw on the Jumble device, you get that with most PC software. And that just about covers the Jumble slide scanner. Thank you for watching. To check out its availability, visit our website elmlib.org and search the catalog for Jumble, Jumbl. And if it is not available, you can place it on hold and we will contact you when it's available. Thank you for watching.